Most people think low intelligence is obvious. Bad grades, low IQ, big, visible mistakes. But psychology tells a much darker truth. Intelligence doesn't expose itself in big moments. It leaks through the small, invisible habits you repeat every single day. And here's the part no one talks about. Those habits don't just reveal your intelligence. They quietly reprogram your brain to become smarter or weaker over time. So if you want to understand how people slowly become less intelligent, you don't look at their results. You look at their habits. 1. Believing in luck instead of logic. Some people think their life is controlled by luck. Lucky clothes, lucky numbers, lucky days. It feels harmless, even fun. But psychology has a name for this: magical thinking. It's when your brain connects events that were never actually related. Maybe one day you wore something, and something good happened. Now your brain builds a false rule. This causes success. But real intelligence pauses and asks one simple question: where's the evidence? Low intelligence skips that step. It replaces thinking with superstition and slowly loses the ability to separate truth from coincidence. 2. Destroying sleep and calling it productivity. I only slept 4 hours. People say it like it's something to be proud of. But here's reality. Sleep deprivation damages your memory, your focus, your emotions, and your decision-making. In fact, after enough sleep loss, your brain performs almost like you're drunk. Think about that. You're making important life decisions with a brain that isn't fully functioning. Intelligent people understand this. They treat sleep like a non-negotiable investment because they know your brain is your greatest asset, and sleep is what maintains it. Ignoring sleep isn't discipline. It's silent self-sabotage. 3. Running away from silence. Try this. Sit in a quiet room for 10 minutes. No phone, no music, no distractions. For many people, that feels uncomfortable, almost unbearable. So what do? They escape. They open apps. They turn on noise. They fill the silence instantly. But here's what's really happening. They're avoiding their own thoughts. Psychology shows that intelligent minds use silence for reflection, problem solving, and self-awareness. Silence is where clarity is built. If you can't sit with your own mind, you can't understand it. And if you can't understand it, you can't improve it. 4. Talking constantly, thinking rarely. You've met people like this. They can talk for hours, but say absolutely nothing. Just filler conversations, surface-level comments, endless noise. Small talk is normal at the beginning. But if that's all someone can do, it reveals something deeper, a lack of curiosity. Psychologists call it a low need for cognition, meaning the brain avoids deep thinking. Intelligent people are different. They're curious. They want to understand ideas, systems, perspectives. They don't just talk to fill silence. They talk to explore meaning. 5. Confidence without understanding. The loudest person in the room is not always the smartest. In fact, often it's the opposite. They interrupt. They dominate conversations. They speak with certainty even when they're wrong. This is known as the Dunning-Kruger effect. When people know very little, they often overestimate how much they actually know. But real intelligence looks completely different. It's quieter. It says, I don't know, explain it to me. Because intelligent people value truth more than ego. Fake intelligence protects ego, even if it means staying wrong. 6. Blindly following instructions. Some people treat rules like absolute truth. No questioning, no adapting, no thinking. Even when reality clearly shows the instructions are wrong, they still follow them. That's not discipline. That's dependence. Intelligence requires flexibility, the ability to adjust when things don't match expectations. Because real life is not a script. Low intelligence follows instructions perfectly, even when they lead nowhere. 7. Falling for simple explanations. Humans love simple answers. That's why conspiracies spread so fast. They turn complex problems into easy stories. But here's the danger. They reward you for not thinking deeply. Instead of analyzing evidence, you accept what feels exciting. Intelligent people are skeptical. They pause. They verify. They question. Low intelligence accepts the first explanation that feels right, even if it's completely wrong. Here's the truth most people avoid. Low intelligence is not something you're born with. It's something you train into your brain. Through your daily habits, every action you repeat is shaping the way you think. Keep these habits, and your brain adapts to stay average. Break them, and you'll notice something powerful. Your thinking sharpens. Your decisions improve. Your confidence grows. Even the way people treat you changes. But most people won't change. They'll watch this, feel motivated for a moment, and go right back to their old patterns. But if you're different, if you actually want to understand how your mind works and upgrade it step by step, then don't just watch. Subscribe. Because every week I break down the psychology most people ignore, but the smartest people use to stay ahead.